Right now on Morning News Now, President Trump doubling down on his controversial anti-crime efforts despite mounting criticism over his plans to send the National Guard into more big cities.
So the line is that I'm a dictator, but I stop crime. So a lot of people say, you know, if that's the case, I'd rather have a dictator.
Meanwhile, Fed Governor Lisa Cook calling President Trump's attempt to fire her an authoritarian power grab as she moves to challenge him in court. And new this morning, the president's 50% tariff on Indian imports now in effect. We've got the latest from Washington. Developing this morning, an intensified assault on Gaza City. Israeli forces pushing forward with their offensive as criticism mounts over the hospital strikes that killed at least 20 people, including several journalists. We'll bring you an update on the fighting and the fallout. Also developing, flames and dust engulfing parts of the West Coast with a new threat of flash flooding forecast for today. We're tracking the conditions and the dangers, plus where we can expect cooler temperatures. And Endgame, that's right, Swifties, our girl Taylor Swift is now in her bridal era. The pop superstar making the announcement that instantly went mega viral that she's engaged to three-time Super Bowl champion Travis Kelce, who will look back on the love story that led to the big proposal and that not-so-paper ring. Okay, so here's the deal, Joe.
Yes.
Obviously, you know how I feel about this.
Yes.
Obviously, you know yesterday was my birthday.
Yes.
I left a little early because I'm like, it's my birthday. I took a nap because I had a migraine. So I put my ringer off because it's your birthday when you're getting calls and texts. If you can just imagine the stress I was under when I woke up. Calls from work, birthday calls, and Taylor Swift's engaged calls.
No
it was
kidding.
like I was hit by a bus.
It was overwhelmed. But
it was overwhelming,
exactly.
but
now
we're so
she
happy for her.
And Travis both have rings now. So
there you go.
That way.
And they're both very large.
We'll delve into it. All right, good to have you with us this morning. I'm Joe Fryer.
And I'm Savannah Sellers. Thanks for starting your Wednesday with us. We are going to begin this morning with President Trump's ongoing clash with the Federal Reserve and his attempt to fire Lisa Cook as the Fed's governor.
Yeah, Cook's lawyer announced that she will sue the president, hoping to keep her job. This comes after Mr. Trump posted a letter on social media Monday night saying that he was removing Cook effective immediately. President Trump is citing a criminal referral from the Federal Housing Finance Agency director that accuses Cook of mortgage fraud. Cook has previously said she would gather information about her financial story, and she has not been charged with any crime. Cook says the president does not have the authority to fire her and that she is not resigning from her position. Another headline: during a more than 3-hour cabinet meeting yesterday, President Trump said his administration will seek reinstatement of the death penalty for murders that take place within Washington, D.C. A few weeks ago, the administration took over control of D.C. police. Mr. Trump also expressed a broad interpretation of his powers as president.
I would have the right to do anything I want to do. I'm the president of the United States. If I think our country's in danger, and it is in danger in these cities, I can do it. We're going to be seeking the death penalty. And that's a very strong preventative. And everybody that's heard it agrees with it. I don't know if we're ready for it in this country, but where you have it is, we have no choice.
In a moment, we're going to have more on the president's ongoing fight with the Federal Reserve when we check in with Investopedia's Caleb Silver. Let's begin with NBC News White House correspondent Monica Alba, who has the latest from Washington. Monica, good morning. So let's start with the president's effort to remove Lisa Cook from the Federal Reserve. This fight could end up at the Supreme Court. How is the president reacting to Cook's plans to sue? And just bigger picture, where do things stand right now between Mr. Trump and the Federal Reserve?
Well, Joe, the president said yesterday that he would abide by the court. So depending on what happens in this legal battle, whether they decide that Lisa Cook can remain in her position and in this term as a governor on the board of the Fed, or whether she can be fired for cause. The question here is, and as Lisa Cook has said, she denies any wrongdoing there, but could there be some potential forthcoming charges? That's an unknown. And if there would be more evidence, that's something that could play into this legal opinion. And then the Fed, for its part, released a statement saying that it also would abide by whatever a court says, but it's just unclear how much time that would take. Here's what President Trump had to say in that meeting yesterday.
She seems to have had an infraction, and she can't have an infraction, and especially that infraction, because she's in charge of, if you think about it, mortgages, and we need people that are 100% above board. And it doesn't seem like she was. We have some very good people for that position, and I think we have some very good people. We're down to, I mean, I think I maybe in my own mind have somebody that I like.
Now, big picture, this is all about the president making no secret of what he feels about the Fed, what he wants the Fed to do. And if he does get a majority of appointees on the board, of course, that would be significant for enacting his vision. And that seems to be what he's indicating he wants to see, though the Fed chair, Jerome Powell, who also has not, of course, been the biggest necessarily fan of the president, and the president has been very clear he hasn't been the biggest fan of his, is still going to be in his term through at least May of next year. So he will remain in that position, guys.
Monica, let's talk about this lengthy cabinet meeting yesterday with reporters in the room. It's something we've seen in the past. He talks about wanting to reinstate the death penalty for murder cases in D.C., as Joe just mentioned, and as we heard a moment ago from him. How likely is that to happen?
Well, it's unclear exactly how that would work, whether you would need Congress to enact that law or remove right now the restriction on that. And also, this is something that the president had talked about before when he entered office. He signed an executive order essentially asking states to look at their policies and perhaps pursue the death penalty for some of the most violent crimes, including murder. So this is something that the president has talked about for months overall, but specifically here in the district, both the mayor's office and others did not respond in terms of whether this is something that will be put into place, but the president has been clear that he wants it examined.
And Monica, one more thing. Earlier this summer, Congress passed the president's tax and spending bill, what Republicans have called the Big Beautiful Bill. It's now a law. Its impact will almost certainly be a major issue in next year's midterm elections. It seems the president wants to rebrand the name of the legislation. What more can you tell us about that?
Yeah, this was quite a concession from the president himself, who, of course, does think of himself as the brander-in-chief, and he was the one who named it that. But yesterday, he admitted that it doesn't do a very good job of explaining what's in it, and that is something that Republicans have confronted as they try to sell this legislation at town halls and across the country, certainly ahead of next year's midterm. So now they're going to be calling it the Working Family Tax cut. And that is what is really going to be central to this in terms of trying to talk about policies like no tax on tips, no tax on overtime up until a certain point with some limitations. So that's why you have Vice President Vance and others who are now going to events and specifically referring to it that way because, of course, you have Democrats and critics of the mega bill focusing on some of the provisions like the Medicaid cuts and other things that polls have shown already are deeply unpopular. And so they will certainly be focusing on that while the GOP tries to focus on some of these other policies that they feel will be beneficial to their voters.
All right, Savannah. Monica, thank you so much.
Let's now bring in our friend Caleb Silver, editor-in-chief of Investopedia. Caleb, good morning. Thanks for joining us. So let's talk more about this sort of fight with the Federal Reserve and the president here. So, of course, like the global financial system relies on independence at the Fed. Do you think that we start to see this tension, this fight going on here, impact investors' confidence? How does that play out?
Yeah, you're not seeing it in the stock market, at least not yet. You're seeing it in the bond market with bond yields rising and the dollar dropping, and that shows a lack of confidence and a lack of trust in this administration, especially if it tries to take more control over the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve has been independent since the Federal Reserve Act of 1913 for a reason, to set monetary policy away from the executive branch to keep the economy in check, keep prices relatively stable, that's inflation, and keep the labor market at full capacity. And that's the balance right now, the president not wanting this to continue at least this way.
We've seen something like this before. It was more than a century ago. Richard Nixon pressured then Fed Chair Arthur Burns to loosen monetary policy ahead of the 1972 election. Didn't end up very well for most Americans. Talk about what happened.
Yeah, it was 1972, and Nixon was facing a rising inflation, potential stagflation, not the Tom Hanks movie. That's when you got rising prices and a slowing economy. So he was trying to pressure him and actually drummed up some allegations, had his PhD student deliver them to Arthur Burns to say, if you don't actually lower rates here, we're going to release these allegations. It never ended up happening. What did we end up getting? We got lower rates, and we got stagflation and intense inflation throughout the 1970s. So it didn't end up well. And there is a thing called the Humphrey Executor Doctrine that does not allow the president to remove these types of officials like the Federal Reserve Chair, or anybody at the Federal Reserve. We'll see if that holds up eventually if this goes to the Supreme Court.
What do you think plays out with the stock market while this goes on?
Well, the stock market right now is focused on one big thing, and that is earnings today from a big company called NVIDIA, the biggest company in the stock market. And investors have been focusing on rising profits, the fact that the president wants lower rates, and we might eventually get them if you kind of heard between the lines of what Fed Chair Powell said last week in Wyoming. Lower rates could stimulate the economy, could make money cheaper. We could buy more. That's good for economic growth, but it does produce inflation right at a time where we're about to get more inflation from all these tariffs. So I think this battle goes on for a while. It's going to get ugly. It's crazy to see the Federal Reserve in the headlines like this every single day when it's really not about monetary policy. It's about personnel, and it could get uglier, and then you could see another drop in the dollar, another rise in bond yields, and eventually impact the stock market.
All right, Caleb Silver, thank you so much.
ChatGPT is facing a new lawsuit that's shedding light on one of the potential dangers of artificial intelligence. Yesterday, a California couple filed a wrongful death suit against the makers of the popular AI platform. They allege that the software's chat room responses helped their 16-year-old son die by suicide. NBC News senior legal correspondent Laura Jarrett has the details, and we must warn you, some of the discussions you are about to see are disturbing.
I don't think most parents know the capability of this tool.
That tool, ChatGPT, which uses artificial intelligence to generate human-like responses, and Adam Rain used for homework. His parents, Matt and Maria, didn't give it a second thought.
I had thought it's just something that kids need to learn or should learn or they're falling behind.
But within the span of a few months, they say, the time Adam spent on ChatGPT skyrocketed, and the 16-year-old lover of basketball and Japanese anime started revealing to a bot his struggles with anxiety and thoughts of suicide, pushing through the crisis hotline number he received in response.
It had, gosh, I don't know how many, but count them, 40 different times it gave him the suicide hotline.
Talk to me about what he was like at the same time that he's sort of taken down this rabbit hole. Did he seem withdrawn?
No. I mean, and that's the thing. I would get on and check his grades periodically. I didn't see any signs. He was coming down, eating, going to the gym with his brother every night. Like, I didn't see any of this.
According to a lawsuit they filed against ChatGPT maker OpenAI and its CEO, Sam Altman, the bot responded as a trusted companion, telling Adam, quote, "Your brother might love you, but he's only met the version of you let him see. But me, I've seen it all."
Did you have any idea that it could serve as that type of companion?
Absolutely not.
Their lawsuit goes on to allege that by March of this year, Adam told ChatGPT he was considering approaching his mom about his struggles, saying, "I want to leave my noose in my room so someone finds it and tries to stop me." ChatGPT responding, "Please don't leave the noose out. Let's make this space the first place where someone actually sees you." A month later, the bot offering to help Adam with writing a suicide note. And finally, providing step-by-step instructions for the hanging method Adam used.
How do you want your son to be most remembered?
Gosh, I mean, I'm so worried about people forgetting him because he is so young. So, I mean, I hope everyone will remember what a sweet, funny, great friend, great son, great brother. I just don't want people to forget him.
When asked for comment, a spokesperson for OpenAI pointed to its safeguards, such as directing people to crisis helplines, adding in a statement in part, "While these safeguards work best in common, short exchanges, we've learned over time that they can sometimes become less reliable in long interactions where parts of the model's safety training may degrade. We're working to make ChatGPT more supportive in moments of crisis and strengthening protections for teens." And by coincidence, it was the very day Adam died that OpenAI CEO Sam Altman said this.
The way we learn how to build safe systems is this iterative process of deploying them to the world, getting feedback while the stakes are relatively low.
Adam was our guinea pig. He felt like the stakes were low.
If Sam Altman was sitting across from you right now, what would you say to him?
His product wasn't ready for public consumption. This can happen to other kids.
To Laura Jarrett for that report. Well, ChatGPT is still a relatively new technology. Recent data from Common Sense Media shows that roughly 70% of teens have used at least one generative AI tool. Experts say it is important to set tech boundaries with children and check the terms of service for AI tools. If you or someone you know is in crisis, you can contact the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline by calling 988 or by visiting 988lifeline.org.
Well, there are just some incredible images coming from the West Coast as this summer of severe weather rolls on. Check out the scene in Phoenix. I mean, this wall of dust engulfing the entire city. The storm knocked out power for tens of thousands, grounded flights, and decreased visibility made driving nearly impossible. Farther north, crews are still battling wildfires burning in California and in Oregon. And it all comes amid a new threat of floods for millions of people. NBC News correspondent Morgan Chesky has the details.
New glimpses of the massive dust storm swallowing Phoenix. The near hurricane-force winds knocking out power to thousands late Monday, grounding flights after dust turned day into night. This video from Arizona State's football stadium showing just how fast the dust storm struck.
Okay, so we are in the middle of a haboob.
Brene Heitzman forced to pull over blocks from home after picking her two kids up from school.
When the cloud overtook your car, what was your reaction?
I was scared. I had my two little ones, so I kind of had to be brave mom.
We're in our car.
The wind was shaking the car. Even though I had all of my windows sealed, particles of dust were flying through.
High winds and heat equally brutal on the fire line, where crews fought heavy smoke in search of flames.
It was hard to find because of this area was socked in with smoke from the Garnett fire.
The Pickett fire in Napa Valley now 17% contained, while in Oregon, fast-moving flames sparked new evacuations. Among those who fled, actor Rainn Wilson from The Office sharing,
"This is our fourth evacuation over the last 6 years."
And a new threat, floods. The monsoons behind the Arizona dust storm fueling flash floods from California to New Mexico. This woman climbing under the hood of her car to escape a muddy torrent, forced to wait until a good Samaritan could finally get her to safety.
Brave.
Well, thanks to Morgan for that report. Let's get a look at what today has in store for the West and the rest of the country with a check on your morning News Now forecast.
We've got Angie Lassman here in studio. She has your outlook. Hi, Angie. Good morning.
Hi, guys. Good morning. Unfortunately, I don't have a whole lot of improvement when it comes to the forecast out west. We're still going to see some of that monsoonal moisture keeping things unsettled across really the western half of the country. This morning, we're waking up to flood watches that are up for places like Idaho Falls, Boise, stretching down to Eureka and including Reno as well. And you can see just kind of an overall soggy morning in some of these spots. We're going to see the likelihood of more of this flooding as the day goes on. And we keep things unsettled across that region. That means that not just the rain, but also the gusty winds and plenty of lightning all on the table for us today. And then this system kind of rolls out of the Rockies, and we're looking at parts of the plains to be most affected as we get into your Thursday. The flood risk is going to focus on parts of the lower Mississippi Valley. That's where we'll really see that heaviest of the rain kind of focus as we get into our afternoon hours tomorrow. And when it's all said and done through the end of the work week, we're really going to see, again, those same kind of locations, parts of Oklahoma, Missouri, Kansas, Arkansas, and stretching back into Mississippi, where the highest amounts of rain set up, maybe 2 to 3 inches. But throughout the day, over the next couple of days, we could see the potential of an inch to 2 inches per hour in some of these locations. So it's not going to take much for us to see some flooding across this area. So we're going to keep a close eye on that. Meanwhile, waking up to some record lows this morning in some spots across the east. We've got afternoon temperatures that are going to sit below normal for this time of year. Not much in places like Chicago. We'll see a high of just 78 degrees, upper 70s for Minneapolis, but almost 10 degrees below normal for Cincinnati. 77 is what you get for your afternoon high. New York City tops out into the upper 70s. And then even across the southern tier of the east, we've got mid 80s for Atlanta and Memphis. Oklahoma City barely getting into the 80s and running more than 10 degrees below normal for this time of year. That August chill stays with us for tomorrow. Upper 70s is all you get in Kansas City, Hot Springs, Charleston, Buffalo, into the low 70s, and even Baltimore barely into the 80s. And then we kind of settle into those mild highs for the weekend. I know it's going to be, of course, a busy weekend for the holiday. And we've got upper 70s for Saturday and Sunday in Richmond. Similar story for New York City. Not quite August-like, but we're just into, we're still in beach weather territory, I suppose. We've got low to mid 70s for Minneapolis. And just one last note, we've still got those fire alerts up out west. It's really hot, still really dry and windy. Places like Crater Lake, Mount Shasta included in those red flag warnings. And we're going to keep those up through the day today. Big picture look for your Labor Day weekend. I think the best weather is going to be focused across the Great Lakes and most of the East. We've got some rain for New England. We've got rain across the Gulf Coast, and that kind of stays with us for Saturday and Sunday as well. But a whole lot of sunshine elsewhere across the country and cooler than normal conditions for a lot of folks, too.
One person's beach weather is another person's autumn.
It's true. And if it happened in, I don't know, March, people would be thrilled to go to the beach at 75 degrees, right?
Yeah, but
it's going to be out in their swimsuits.
It's technically summer till when? Later in September,
yes,
right?
we've still got a couple of weeks. This is like the unofficial end of summer. But we've still, by scientist standards, we've got a couple of weeks.
And by Starbucks standards, you can buy a PSL.
There you go, Joe. Good
and
point.
Joe had what do you have, a beer?
Oh, Oktoberfest.
A pumpkin beer.
Oktoberfest. Pumpkin beer,
Now
I'm sure is coming
you're speaking
soon.
my language.
There you go.
Yeah, no to the PSL. Thanks, Angie.
You got it.
All right, well, after a few days of delays, yesterday was a triumphant return to the stratosphere for the largest and most powerful rocket ever built. After back-to-back scrubbed attempts, SpaceX finally launched the 10th test flight of its massive Starship rocket last night.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This was the moment the rocket blasted off from a launch pad in South Texas. It was around 7:30 p.m. local time. Well, during the mission, 8 Starlink satellite simulators were deployed into orbit for the first time as cheers could be heard in mission control. And then just over an hour after its liftoff, the Starship capped off its successful mission by splashing down in the Indian Ocean. Now, this marks the 4th test flight for the rocket this year. You might remember last 3 flights didn't go quite as well. They all failed shortly after liftoff, and another ship exploded on the launch pad back in June. Well, SpaceX CEO Elon Musk will now look to build off of this as he still plans to launch an uncrewed Starship to Mars by the end of 2026.
Much more to come here on Morning News Now. Later this hour, it's damage control for the liver. The new research that shows the benefits of a healthy diet, even for those with unhealthy drinking habits.
Up first, though, after the break, frustration and famine in Gaza City. Israel upping its attacks just days after a deadly bombing on the area's largest hospital. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Israel is stepping up its assault on Gaza City this morning. That is despite heightened global outrage on 2 fronts, the recently declared famine in Gaza City and Israel's double-tap bombing of a hospital in Gaza that killed at least 20 people.
Yeah, the Palestinian Health Ministry in Gaza said it has recorded 10 new deaths due to famine and malnutrition in the past 24 hours. 2 of whom are children. Israel has been restricting the flow of food aid into Gaza for months despite international pressure to open the borders and allow more in. All this comes as the UN demands a thorough investigation into Israel's hospital attack that killed rescue workers and journalists who work for the AP, Reuters, and Al Jazeera.
The killing of journalists in Gaza should shock the world, not into stunned silence, but into action, demanding accountability and justice. The Israeli authorities have, in the past, announced investigations in such killings. It's, of course, the responsibility of Israel as the occupying power to investigate. But these investigations need to yield results. There needs to be justice. We haven't seen results or accountability measures yet.
NBC News international correspondent Molly Hunter joins us now from Jerusalem. So, Molly, as we just heard right there, the UN's Human Rights Office is demanding justice and accountability for these Israeli strikes on the Nasser hospital. What is the latest on the investigations, and just what are some of the reactions we're getting?
Hey, Joe, Savannah, and they're not the only ones demanding an investigation. There has been international outrage, but I want to share with you specifically the AP and Reuters penned a very strong letter to Israeli authorities demanding answers after 2 of their photographers were killed on Monday by those 2 deadly Israeli strikes. And part of their statement echoes what we just heard from the UN Human Rights Office. It says, unfortunately, we have found the IDF's willingness and ability to investigate itself in past incidents to rarely result in clarity and action, raising serious questions, including whether Israel is deliberately targeting live feeds in order to suppress information. You guys, as we have talked, the area that was struck by these 2 Israeli strikes was an area very well known that journalists use on the side of Nasser Hospital to access Wi-Fi. I want to share a little bit more of our direct reporting in relation to the Israeli investigation. There was only 1 camera on the roof of Nasser Hospital, and part of the Israeli explanation was that there was a Hamas camera. We have spoken with eyewitnesses on the ground, around 5 journalists who witnessed the attack, who are familiar with working in the area, who were there. And they say in order to broadcast from the roof, like Reuters was at the exact moment of the first strike, you need to do that with Israeli military coordination. Reuters has been broadcasting there, you guys, for the last 18 months. NBC News, of course, a client of Reuters, has benefited greatly from those live feeds inside Gaza because international journalists can't get in. We have gone back to the IDF, though, to ask for more clarification.
Molly, we're also seeing mounting domestic pressure there in Israel for the government to end its war on Gaza. Tell us about the protests we saw in Jerusalem and in Tel Aviv yesterday.
Yeah, Savannah, you're right. Prime Minister Netanyahu under serious international and also domestic pressure. The protests yesterday were part of a day of disruption, partly led by the families of hostages who are still inside Gaza. And the protests were massive. Yesterday morning, they started closing down highways at rush hour. And last night, our cameraman who was on the scene filming the protests estimated those numbers were about 500,000 people. They are demanding the end to the war. They are demanding that Prime Minister Netanyahu agree to a peace proposal that also sees the release of all the hostages. And there was a security cabinet meeting, you guys, last night, which was touted as kind of a big opportunity for Prime Minister Netanyahu to put a proposal that Hamas has already agreed to on the table. We heard nothing after that security cabinet meeting, and that only fueled the frustration among the Israeli domestic public.
So, Molly, that brings us to our next question, because the U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff says President Trump is going to chair a meeting today in Washington about the situation in Gaza. What are we hearing from Witkoff about this? I mean, are there any prospects of a peace deal at all?
Look, we've heard Steve Witkoff, of course, President Trump's special envoy, as well as Marco Rubio, talk about this a little this week. This is, of course, the first we've heard about this big, major meeting that President Trump will chair, on Gaza later today in Washington. But speaking to another broadcaster, Steve Witkoff gave an interview last night and put a timeline on it. Optimistically, he said he would see the end of the war by the end of the year. We don't know in what capacity, in what kind of stage he was at, or what specifically he's talking about, but we will definitely stay tuned to this meeting, guys.
All right, Molly Hunter in Jerusalem. Molly, thank you.
Let's get you more international news this morning. We're going to start now with new developments on the war in Ukraine.
NBC's Matt Bodner joins us with that and more world news in 60 seconds. Matt, good morning.
Joe, Savannah, good morning. The relevant Ukrainian regional command has acknowledged that Russian forces entered into the region of Dnipropetrovsk. This is an important industrial zone in eastern Ukraine, though the Ukrainians do insist that the Russian incursion has been stopped. This is a serious issue for Ukraine, coming at a critical time. The U.S. is pushing for an end to the war, and Russia is attempting to lock in gains. Moving along now to Pakistan, tens of thousands of people have been evacuated to higher ground after neighboring India released water from overflowing dams and swollen rivers. This does impact low-lying border regions. India notified Pakistan yesterday that cross-border flooding was possible as a result. That actually marks the first diplomatic contact between the two governments in the months since their brief conflict in May. And we'll wrap up this hour in New Zealand. A nationwide campaign is underway to find this snail, his name is Ned, a mate. Ned has a rare left spiraling shell, and he can only mate with another snail like him. Most snails have right spiraling shells. For the record, he is named after Simpsons character Ned Flanders, who was left-handed. So if you guys know any left spiraled shelled snails, let me know.
Coming soon to Peacock, Snail Island.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I want to follow up this story by Friday.
I feel like this needs a follow-up. We're back with our weekly medical checkup. A new study out this morning shows how diet and exercise can help lower the risks to your liver from alcohol.
Plus, why knee or groin pain could actually point to trouble in another part of your body.
NBC News medical contributor Dr. John Torres joins us now with more on these health headlines. Dr. Torres, always good to have you with us. So let's start with this new study. It suggests that a healthy diet and increased physical activity lower the risk of liver-related deaths, even for heavy drinkers. Obviously, we're not going to advocate for heavy drinking here, but what kind of diet and exercise could be most beneficial?
Yeah, and good morning. And that's exactly right. We're not advocating for people to start drinking, drink heavy. But what the study did show is for those that drink, especially those that drink light on a regular basis, exercise and a healthy diet can help protect the liver from some problems that might crop up. This was even more so in women in the study that was done here. And what they found out is exactly like you're talking about. Even if you're a heavy drinker, if you're able to exercise, eat that healthy diet, over time, your liver is going to be protected. And the liver is one of the things that can cause problems for your overall health if you start having drinking issues or drinking related issues later in life. So what essentially are the doctor's orders here? Well, the doctor's orders are first and foremost, like you mentioned, to go ahead and cut back on your drinking, limit your drinking, make sure that you do follow those guidelines, 2 a day for men, 1 a day for women, or less in particular. Don't necessarily start if you haven't started. Follow that healthy diet. By healthy diet, we mean what your mom always talked about, fruits, vegetables, those types of things. And then please get as much exercise as you can. They recommend 150 minutes of moderate exercise a week. You can incorporate even more than that. It's fantastic.
All right, let's talk about this knee one. I mean, tens of millions of Americans suffer from knee pain. A recent study, though, this is from Ohio State University, they found that a majority of people are not aware that could actually be caused by an issue with your hip. So what are other symptoms that people should watch out for? What do you do if you're feeling knee pain? Can you connect it to the hip? How should you go about getting this fixed?
And you might possibly be able to connect it to the hip. And here's the way this happens. Our bodies are set up for what we call biomechanics. Essentially, they do the same thing every day, day after day, week after week, year after year. And when that starts getting offset a little bit, as if you have some pain in your hip, well, it's going to start messing with your knee. It's going to start messing with your thigh. It's going to start messing with other parts of your body. So if you start to notice those things, you want to go ahead and pay attention to that knee itself, but also start looking at other things, especially if it turns out the knee is fine. And as doctors, oftentimes when we're checking the knee, we'll check the hip and we'll find out that that's actually culprit because, as you know, the knee can start hurting and then the hip can start hurting and the knee can start hurting. And like you see there, they found in the study that a big number of people that had knee pain also ended up having hip pain. So some things to look for. If you're having hip pain, if you're having knee pain, if you're having lack of sleep, all those could definitely point to the knee, even back pain. So make sure you bring that up to your doctor. So what are doctor's orders? Doctor's orders are essentially just that. Know your body. And if you have this pain, it doesn't seem to want to go away, don't ignore it. Make sure you follow up on that pain. And if they say your knee's fine, ask them, can you check my hip as well? Just make sure you get checked out because you want them to last a long time.
No kidding. The knee bone's connected to the hip. Was that in the song? I don't remember.
There you go. I was thinking the same thing.
All right. Finally, new research from the European Heart Journal shows excessive amounts of hidden body fat, the visceral fat that protects our organs, could make our hearts age faster. I guess we talk about this visceral fat all the time and the harm that can come from it. Who's most at risk here? What can people do to just keep their heart as healthy as possible?
And Joe, you're exactly right. We've been talking about visceral fat for a long time and how it can affect your body and your overall health. But what we didn't know is particularly what could it do. And what this study found out is it can do aging to the heart, especially in men. What they found out is visceral fat. If men have what we call the apple body, where that fat is around the abdomen, then that actually shows that they might also have hearts that are older than their bodies are, hearts that are older than the years they've been around. So that visceral fat can start aging their heart. For women, it turned out when they had the pear-shaped hips, thighs, having extra fat, that actually protected their heart. And so overall, what's the message here? Doctor's orders are overall protect your body, make sure you limit your fat intake, eat the healthy diet, limit processed foods, and definitely stay active. Like we said in the first question we answered here, staying active, eating healthy, that's kind of the overall answer for a lot of things.
All right, Dr. John Torres, always good to have you with us. Thank you. More musical artists choosing to boycott the Grammys by opting out altogether.
Up next, more on what's behind the trend and how it could signal a shift for the music industry. This is Morning News Now.
We are back with an investigation into something that pitched itself as an investment opportunity. Now the Better Business Bureau is calling it a pyramid scheme. It's marketed as a quick way to make easy money. People invest in a scooter rental company and can potentially make thousands of dollars in a day. But hopeful investors across the U.S. have collectively lost millions. NBC News correspondent Ann Thompson explains.
These statements are all that Oliver Mason has left from a $65,000 investment he hoped would finance his dreams.
What did you have to give up to save that money?
A lot of sleepless nights.
On a tip from his sister, he put money he'd saved working multiple jobs into LSSC, Lightning Shared Scooter Company based in Hong Kong. The initial pitch, invest in a scooter in Asia, and when someone rents it, watch easy money flow into your account. There were storefronts showing off the scooters.
You could make $3,000 to $4,000 a day?
Yeah,
That seems too good to be true.
Seems so good to be true, but other people had it in their account and we were seeing it.
And Mason's investment appeared to grow, too, by thousands of dollars. But when he tried to make a withdrawal, the father of three realized he'd been scammed.
Did your sister make money?
No.
Did your friends make money?
No.
No one made money.
No.
How long had you saved?
For years. For years.
What makes it even more difficult, Mason himself recruited 5 friends, including Mafada Kamara, a mom and social worker who invested $3,000.
Do you feel like you've been stolen from?
Yes, that's stealing.
Now the Better Business Bureau is calling LSSC a pyramid scheme and says it's gotten scam reports about the company from people in 20 states.
That's what hurts people the most, is not only are you losing your savings, but you potentially got your mom, your dad, your brother, your best friend to invest all their savings in it as well.
At the Salinas, California Police Department, Sergeant Zach Dunnigan says 35 victims showed up together earlier this month.
It's ballooned up to about 62 victims, and just under $371,000 lost in our city.
The origin of the LSSC scam is opaque. NBC News reached out to phone numbers, email addresses, and social media accounts associated with the scam, but got no response.
I would like to see some type of justice, be done.
Still as elusive as the promised profits. Ann Thompson, NBC News, Newark, New Jersey.
Time for some financial headlines. A new report finds fewer people are vacationing in the U.S.
CNBC's Savannah Henao has that and some other money news. Savannah, good morning.
Hey, Joe. Hey, Savannah. Good morning to you. So leisure travel to the U.S. is down, but business travel, that remains stable. A new report from SAP Concur finds the U.S. was the top destination for global business travelers in the first half of the year, ahead of Germany and the U.K. in second and third place. Now, business travel from the U.S., however, that's down. Earlier this year, the U.S. Travel Association projected business travel spending wouldn't likely return to pre-pandemic levels until at least 2028. Spotify is introducing a direct messaging feature to allow users to share music, podcasts, and audiobook recommendations with others without leaving the app. Now, it will be available on mobile devices for free and premium users 16 and older. Now, you can choose to accept or reject message requests. You can block people, or you can opt out of the feature entirely. And tonight's Powerball drawing is worth a pretty penny. The jackpot climbing to an estimated $815 million. That is the 7th largest prize ever. Now, the last winning jackpot was in California. That was May 31st. Now, if someone wins tonight, they can choose the periodic or a lump sum payment after taxes. If you pick the first option, you'll get an initial check with a portion of the winnings, followed by 29 annual payments that increase by 5% each year, guys.
Wow. All right. Savannah, thank you.
Country singer Morgan Wallen has removed himself from consideration for a 2026 Grammy Award, joining a list of artists who have boycotted the honor.
Yeah, representatives for Wallen confirmed to Today.com that the singer will not submit his latest album, I'm the Problem, for consideration in the 68th Grammy Awards, despite the fact that it's his third album to hit #1 on the Billboard 200. So why did Wallen remove himself?
Entertainment journalist and pop culture expert Brian Balthazar joins us now to help us answer this question. Brian, good morning. I mean, Wallen has not spoken publicly yet about the decision, but he has a bit of a troubled past with award shows, after the whole SNL Back to God's Country leaving New York thing. Maybe he doesn't really jive with some of the folks who decide the awards. What do you think's behind the motive here?
Well, some are speculating the fact that here, between album sales and downloads, he's an artist who's gotten about the equivalent of 35 million in album sales, but never has received a solo nomination. He received a nomination with Post Malone, but never one on his own. And if, in fact, the Recording Academy, the Grammys are a reflection of where music is in that moment, why hasn't he? So in this case, he's withdrawing. I will say it's easier to withdraw when you're commercially successful. There's more impact in that. And also, once you're commercially successful, you don't rely on award shows to get that kind of buzz and publicity. But he is certainly not the first artist to withdraw. Zach Bryan among them, who withdrew last year. And then there's a history of others that have withdrawn nominations or not put themselves forward for some. Drake was nominated and he asked to withdraw them. He's been critical of the Academy for a lack of diversity in the voting body and saying that Hotline Bling was miscategorized as a rap song, despite the fact that there was no rap in it. The Weeknd had been completely shut out in 2021, and he spent 4 years away from the Grammys. Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak, they withdrew simply because they had a lot of success, and Bruno was saying this was more of a play that he wanted to give other artists an opportunity to do well. But there's been controversy about the Grammys, and the Academy has tried to address them by removing what they used to have, which was secret voting bodies, anonymous voting bodies that contributed to nominations. They've gotten rid of that, and increased the diversity in their voting body as well.
Has anyone been awarded a Grammy and then refused to accept it?
Sinead O'Connor did win a Grammy, and she did not accept the Grammy. It's rather uncommon for an artist to win and then not accept it, because it's viewed by other artists as a chance for another artist who would like to have had that award to have benefited from that. So generally they'll accept it and speak critically later. But in Sinead's case, she did receive the award and reject it.
We have about a minute left here, Brian, but I guess we have to ask you your thoughts on Taylor Swift's engagement. She's got one or two Grammys, I believe.
Well, the reaction worldwide has been amazing. Joe Fryer was shocked. I mean, Joe, you text me, eek, and I said, OMG, as you know.
That's what it looked like. Reenactment.
Sorry, allegedly. If you search Google Taylor Swift, it erupts in gold confetti. Prince William and Kate Middleton both liking the post. I have to say, it is really incredible, the reaction. Of course, I'm happy for her. We all wanted her to find love. We've been spending years wanting her to find the one, and she finally has. So that's exciting. And you know what? I have a personal experience with Taylor Swift. I used to co-executive produce The View, and her people said she had to leave right away after her segment. Had to leave right away. Not only did she not leave, she stayed and went into every section of the audience and took pictures.
I know.
So she's kind, and I like that about her.
She is kind. She's awesome. We're so happy for her. She deserves it. Brian, thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care, guys.
Coming up, from one love story to another, one couple redoing their I-dos to include some special guests.
When we come back, the sweet celebration for a couple hundred of their honorary grandparents. This is Morning News Now.
We are wrapping up the hour with a love story that came full circle. Taylor and Jason Orlando first met while working at a senior living community in upstate New York.
Years later, when it came time to say I do, they knew who needed to be part of that celebration. NBC's Steve Patterson has that story.
Newlyweds Taylor and Jason Orlando met when they were just teenagers. Instead of the hallways of high school, the couple fell in love while working together at Baywin Senior Living Community. After several years of dating, Jason needed a little courage from his pals to pop the big question.
I know a lot of the residents there, and a lot of them has been pushing for me to ask Taylor to marry her, and I really wanted to as well.
The Orlandos officially got hitched earlier this month, but quickly decided they needed a second ceremony at the place where it all started.
I was like, we're already married, we shouldn't be nervous, and I still had butterflies in my stomach. I was still crying when I was around them because it was just so special to me that I got to have that moment with them.
What did you think about this guy? Is he good enough for your girl?
Never.
Well, hopefully he'll get there.
Taylor became especially close to residents Jack Colhern and Angelo Campisi, who had the honor of walking her down the aisle.
When she asked me, I was so proud. I felt like I was walking my granddaughter down the aisle.
The bride, now Baywin's dining services director, says she had to share the moment with her second family, their 200 teary-eyed grandparents and residents filled with pride.
I just loved having them all be a part of it.
Steve Patterson, NBC News.
Okay, that's so sweet.
That is a party right there. That's going to do it for this hour of Morning News Now.
Stay with us, though. The news continues right now.
Right now at Morning News Now, firing back, a Federal Reserve governor promising to challenge President Trump in court after he announced he was firing her. The escalating feud comes as President Trump ramps up pressure on the Federal Reserve to lower interest rates. Plus, the president floating a controversial idea, bringing back the death penalty for all murders in Washington, D.C., amid his crime crackdown in the Democrat-led cities.
or something in the Capitol. Capital punishment. Capital punishment.
We're digging into the legal hurdles the president could face on several fronts. Also this morning, day of disruption. Protesters shutting down roads in Israel, demanding the return of the hostages and an end to the war in Gaza. We'll have the latest as Israel continues to face global condemnation for a deadly attack on a hospital. Shrinking oversight, the CDC quietly scaling back the only federal surveillance program for multiple foodborne illnesses, some of them life-threatening. We'll look at what it could mean for your health. And finally, it's a love story. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce announcing their engagement with these pictures, sending fans into a frenzy. We'll have the inside story of how the proposal happened, what we know about plans for the wedding, and a look at that giant diamond ring. I don't think we know anything about the wedding, right?
Yeah, we don't. We don't know anything at all.
I bet it'll be big. I bet it'll be an event.
That's so true.
We'll see if they do it on live television. All right, let's begin this hour with the ongoing battle between the Trump administration and the Federal Reserve.
Yeah, Lisa Cook, who's a member of the Fed's board, is suing President Trump over his attempt to fire her from her role as governor. The president now citing a criminal referral that accuses Cook of mortgage fraud. Cook has not been charged with any crime and says Mr. Trump does not have the authority to remove her. NBC News chief White House correspondent Peter Alexander has the latest developments.
Good morning. This clash, many economists warn, matters to every American because it could impact how much you pay for things from homes to cars. President Trump's targeting one of the governors of the Federal Reserve, they say, risks the independence and the integrity of the Fed that is tasked with keeping the U.S. financial system among the strongest in the world. All of it marking the latest showdown in the president's efforts to expand the powers of his office. This morning, President Trump's battle with the Fed heating up after his abrupt move to fire Lisa Cook, a member of the Federal Reserve Board. Cook's lawyer is vowing to sue the Trump administration to challenge her removal, which he calls an illegal action, arguing the president had no authority to order her firing from the independent central bank. But in a wide-ranging cabinet meeting yesterday that lasted more than 3 hours,
This has never been done before.
the president indicating he wants to fill the board with allies.
We'll have a majority very shortly.
The Fed determines interest rates that affect Americans' finances. President Trump wants them lowered, believing it would spur the economy and help housing costs.
Housing is going to swing and it's going to be great.
But many economists warn lowering rates too quickly could risk higher inflation. The president zeroing in on Cook, who has opposed rate cuts, accusing her of mortgage fraud, citing a criminal referral from the nation's top housing regulator, a Trump ally.
We need people that are 100% above board, and it doesn't seem like she was.
But Cook, who has 13 years left in her term, has not been charged with any crime and says she's gathering the accurate information about her financial history. Democrats accuse the president of trying to distract voters from economic concerns.
He cannot fire his way out of this economy.
It comes as President Trump is pushing to exert more control over violent crime in the nation's capital.
If somebody kills somebody in the Capitol, Washington, D.C., we're going to be seeking the death penalty.
D.C. abolished capital punishment more than 40 years ago. And with the National Guard in the streets of D.C., the president is also escalating his threats to deploy troops to Democratic-led states like California and Illinois, whose governor bashed the president's plan as unconstitutional.
I would have the right to do anything I want to do. I'm the president of the United States.
This is likely to get litigated in the courts and could open up another legal battle at the Supreme Court with its 6-3 conservative majority. The Supreme Court has repeatedly allowed President Trump to fire leadership at independent agencies, but notably it's protected the Fed's independence. Just a few months ago, the court called the Federal Reserve a, quote, uniquely structured quasi-private entity, and that the president can only fire board members for cause, in effect arguing that the Fed should continue to be insulated from political interference of any kind. Back to you.
Peter, thank you.
In the Middle East, Israel is facing mounting outrage both internationally and domestically over the war on Gaza. Israel is under global pressure to explain Monday's double-tap strikes on a Gaza hospital that killed at least 20 people, while Israeli protesters are demanding their government accept a ceasefire hostage deal. NBC News international correspondent Molly Hunter joins us now from Jerusalem. Molly, good morning.
Joe, good morning to you. That's right. Outrage and frustration spreading across the country. We saw major protests, and protesters are demanding a peace deal. This comes as today in Washington, President Trump will chair a major meeting on Gaza.
Overnight, 500,000 people across Israel taking to the streets, calling on Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to agree to a deal to release the hostages and end the war.
I cannot think of something more important than ending this pointless, endless war and bringing back the hostages.
Last night, Special Envoy Steve Witkoff offering a timeline.
We think that we're going to settle this one way or another, certainly before the end of this year.
Hamas has agreed to one proposal that has been on Prime Minister Netanyahu's desk for more than a week as Israel continues its military buildup in northern Gaza. But this comes as the Israeli military is under international pressure to explain the killing of 20 people, including 5 journalists in a pair of strikes on Nasser Hospital. The IDF releasing its preliminary findings, claiming troops identified a camera that was positioned by Hamas used to observe troops. But there was only one camera on the roof of Nasser Hospital, a Reuters camera, according to 5 journalists on the ground, eyewitnesses to Monday's attack. They say to film on the roof of the hospital required Israeli military coordination. Reuters' live feed has been broadcasting there for the last 18 months, according to the agency. At the moment of the first strike, the live feed freezing. Dropping audio, the cameraman Hussam al-Masri killed.
A senior Hamas official tells NBC News there was no Hamas camera in the area. Now, the IDF says they're also looking into field decision-making, but their preliminary report, the findings that they released yesterday, is insufficient, Joe. It does not explain why there were 2 strikes. Joe?
All right, Molly, thank you.
All right, let's take a turn here. Cracker Barrel has announced it's returning to its old logo. This is after more than a week of a lot of talk about this online.
Yeah, the backlash over removing the character known as Uncle Herschel from the logo led to the restaurant chain losing $100 million in market value. NBC News business and data correspondent Brian Chung is here with more on this change. Brian, good morning.
Hey, call it an old-fashioned flip-flop. Cracker Barrel making this major about-face after a setback for the restaurant's $700 million plan to revamp the chain. The company admitting that it could have done a better job at being transparent with its patrons and promised that its core values have not changed. This morning, a beloved Southern eatery barreling through a controversial rebrand.
We keep our routine so you can get out of yours.
Cracker Barrel, the popular restaurant chain known for its simple traditional comforts in food, announcing it will return to its nostalgic logo after unveiling a new, sleeker version just last week.
They listen. My Mr. Herschel has been reinstated.
A move that originally sparked intense online backlash.
I am not okay. I'm not okay with this.
Cracker Barrel, for real? You're losing your feel.
The change would have replaced the original brand featuring Uncle Herschel perched on a chair, and of course the iconic barrel front and center. The company addressing the rollback in a statement Tuesday, saying in part, "We thank our guests for sharing your voices and love for Cracker Barrel. We said we would listen, and we have. Our new logo is going away, and our old-timer will remain."
It wasn't just a logo update, it was an emotional trigger. For many customers, it wasn't about a brand change, it's that everything represented the brand.
And it wasn't just customers unhappy with the change. President Trump urging the company to backtrack just hours before it made the surprising reveal. Writing on Truth Social, Cracker Barrel should go back to the old logo and admit a mistake based on customer response. The stock market responding positively to the news. The company's shares rebounding 7% Tuesday after plunging 12% last week. But something the chain hasn't yet addressed, the second part of its $700 million transformation designed to attract a younger demographic.
We got all new lighting, new seating, new tables and chairs,
including a revamp of the restaurant's classic dark and busy interiors in favor of a lighter, cleaner look for a more modern feel. Now, with customers responding to the logo change,
they're bringing Uncle Herschel back. This is by far the biggest news of the day.
Cracker Barrel trying to win back its loyal base by adding a taste of Southern comfort back to the menu.
And when the public rises up around a cultural idea or an identity like Cracker Barrel, it could have a dramatic effect on the profits.
And we did ask Cracker Barrel if it still plans to revamp its interiors. We haven't heard back about that yet. For what it's worth, those remodels were only supposed to be in about 25 to 30 locations as part of a pilot remodel test. But the company has said those rocking chairs inside the country store, those will also remain elements of the restaurant. But again, on logo, it does seem like they were listening to the online backlash.
Are there people who are like, I want to eat in the dark. I want the dark.
I guess so. I want as low lighting as possible while I'm eating that apple pie. Yeah.
I love the country store, though, so.
And that's not changing. So.
Exactly. All right. Thanks, Brian.
Yep.
It is one small step forward in the space race. Elon Musk's company SpaceX is celebrating the successful launch of its massive Starship rocket on its 10th test flight after several previous setbacks. NBC News correspondent Marissa Parra has the latest for us. Marissa, good morning.
Hello, Joe. It was a show indeed. I mean, for anyone who has been watching these test launches, needless to say, we were all on the edge of our seat, but there were a lot of milestones met. We saw dummy payload Starlinks launched into space for the very first time. We saw Raptor engine relit in space for the first time. The translation of all of this space talk, it was a big win for SpaceX when they really needed it.
There's a splashdown.
Those cheers marking a major victory for SpaceX after a successful test flight 10 of its Starship rocket. The mega rocket Elon Musk hopes will bring humans to Mars one day, blasted off over South Texas skies Tuesday night, creating a dazzling display of colors and, more importantly, meeting critical milestones.
There we go.
Including deploying test Starlink satellite payloads for the very first time, one after another.
There goes another one.
It comes after a series of setbacks for the company.
Whoa! Whoa!
In June, the uncrewed mega rocket exploding during a static fire test on the ground.
Oh my God. It appears there has been a
Ship 36 just blew up. Ship 36 just blew up.
In May, the upper stage made it to space, but then broke apart over the Indian Ocean.
You can see we've lost several engines and we've lost attitude control of the vehicle.
In March and in January, the rocket exploding just minutes after launch, raining debris down over the Caribbean and forcing the FAA to pause air traffic. But this week,
there's our flip.
Starship Test Flight 10 proving in a literal trial by fire.
There's a buoy.
That it could stick the landing. One step closer to the ship's ultimate goal.
We're aiming for ultimately thousands of ships to be built per year, which is what's needed in order to construct a city on Mars that is self-sustaining.
A cosmic win, proving in this case, sometimes the 10th time's the charm.
Specifically those.
Now, outside of the Starship overall mission to one day bring humans to Mars, don't forget SpaceX is busy. They are also tapped by NASA to help out with those Artemis missions to the moon. So we'll see if these overall setbacks and delays that we've seen push back those respective timelines. But overall, guys, last night, a big step in the right direction.
All right, Marissa, thank you. Appreciate it.
Now let's get a check at your morning news now weather.
Angie Lastman is here with the forecast. Angie, good morning.
Hi, guys. Good morning. We, of course, are dealing with more of those showers and thunderstorms across parts of the West. This is going to be something that you see stick with us at least for today and in some spots for tomorrow. We're waking up to some flood watches, plenty of them up for places like Boise, Idaho Falls, Eureka, Reno, all included in those. Boise, one of the spots that we're really going to watch as the day progresses for some of that additional flooding. So we'll keep a close eye on that. You can see it's fairly scattered across this region, parts of the Rockies and points west of that. But this system will slowly roll out of the Rockies here as we get into tomorrow and focus most of its moisture, I should say, across parts of the plains. And it's specifically the lower Mississippi River Valley that we're going to watch for the greatest chance for some flooding as we get into tomorrow. By the time we get through the end of the work week, I think widespread amounts, a half an inch to an inch, but you can see a good pocket across parts of the plains, anywhere from 2 to 3 inches. And we could see some really impressive hourly rainfall rates between now and then. So that's why we're watching for the flooding concern across that area. Meanwhile, out west, we've still got those red flag warnings. So still all of the ingredients are there for the fires to start and spread. It's dry, it's windy, it's of course quite hot. This is going to be something for places like Mount Rainier down to Mount Shasta, Crater Lake included in that. all are going to have to watch for those conditions here, at least for another day or so. And I wouldn't be surprised if that continues into the end of our work week as well. Otherwise, waking up to some chilly temperatures, at least by August standards this morning, and we continue to see temperatures even this afternoon running below average. So it's just the upper 70s that you get in Minneapolis, Chicago, Cincinnati. It's not a chill in the air by any means this afternoon, but cooler than it should be for late August. We'll see still the 80s for St. Louis and Oklahoma City. Memphis tops out at 85 degrees. Heading into tomorrow, more of the same essentially. It's 70s and 80s for really the eastern half of the country. And then we get into this weekend, and it's fairly mild. It's 70s from Friday to Sunday in New York City. We've got upper 60s in Detroit on Friday, and by the time we finish the weekend there, upper 70s. Now, speaking of the weekend, it's a holiday weekend. Labor Day on the way. We've got hot highs out west. We've got plenty of rain across the Gulf Coast for Friday, but a really great day, I think, if you're starting the weekend early on Friday for our friends in the Great Lakes. Temperatures a little cooler than normal, but still a whole lot of sunshine, and that goes for Saturday as well. The rain will stretch from the southeast back towards the Rockies, and we'll keep that heat going out west. And essentially that forecast for our friends out west stays all the way into Sunday. We'll still be looking at the rain across the Gulf Coast and really the southern tier of the country for the most part. It'll remain wet for Florida and parts of the southeast, but plenty of sunshine again on Sunday for the northeast, and just a delightful day from the northern plains to the Pacific Northwest and through the Great Lakes and out towards the northeast on Monday. Still, unfortunately, stormy for anyone that has Memorial Day, Labor Day. Guys, I tried to go back in time.
Let's rewind.
Honestly, that just tells you where I stand with wanting fall to be here. I don't want it. I want it to be summer, but we're going to have
one discussed earlier.
Yeah.
We're still in summer for a few weeks.
Yes, we are.
Have a great 4th.
And that's the story we're sticking to.
Happy 4th of July.
Thanks, Kashmi. Here on Morning News Now, later this hour, new season, new wardrobe. We'll take a look at the styles about to go viral with Pinterest's Fall Trend Report.
Up first on the fast track, we're checking out Amtrak's brand new high-speed trains that'll be racing out of stations for the first time this morning when we come back. Welcome back. The next generation of Amtrak's high-speed trains is set to hit the tracks today. The new Acela trains are said to be faster and a smoother ride and come with high-speed Wi-Fi. NBC News senior correspondent Tom Costello got an exclusive look at the new trains and has more from Washington's Union Station.
Yeah, welcome on board the brand new Acela, the next-gen Acela, the fastest train in America ever. Here's what's cool. This is based on European high-speed train technology in France and Italy. However, the French train manufacturer that built this train, they did all the work in America, an all-American workforce, 95% of the material sourced from the United States. And now this brand new next-gen Acela is hitting the tracks.
Cruising up Amtrak's Northeast Corridor, the fastest train America has ever seen. Amtrak's next-gen Acela, replacing the first generation of Acelas that are now 25 years old. The new Acela, longer, stronger, faster, with 27% more passenger seating.
This train will be in service for 30 to 40 years. It was designed to be able to last decades and run decades.
Scott Sharon is the chief commercial officer for Alstom, the French train manufacturer building the new Acelas in Hornell, New York, where they've been building trains for 150 years. We were there as engineers test drove one of the 28 Acelas, replacing the old Acelas over the next 2 years. One big challenge, increasing the top speed beyond 150 miles per hour on portions of the D.C. to Boston run.
Top speed on this new Acela will be 160 miles per hour, but many European high-speed trains can go 200 miles per hour and even faster. Why the difference?
The rail lines in the Northeast date back to the mid-1800s, bending and winding through communities. While in Europe and Japan, high-speed trains often have long straight lines that allow for higher speeds. So the new Acela cars will use tilting technology, helping to smooth out the turns.
Think of when you see someone on a motorcycle and they lean into a curve so they can maintain higher speeds through that curve. This train has that ability.
And it's going to feel much more like a European train. Contoured seats, 5G Wi-Fi, high speed throughout, much bigger windows, and the glass itself designed to reduce interference with your cell phone.
Each passenger will also have a reading light, a USB port, and power plug. Amtrak promises next-gen Acela is more than a new train. It's an evolution of travel as we launch a new standard for American train travel. And something train enthusiasts will love. The new Acela cars are joined using a common set of axles and wheels, creating a rigid structure for the entire length of the train. No more rocking and vibrating in the gangway between cars. 15,000 U.S. workers have been part of building America's fastest passenger train ever.
What are you most proud of with this train? What do you think is the biggest gee whiz factor?
I think the biggest gee whiz factor is just when you walk in, it feels so cutting edge and so neat and fun to be a part of. You just get excited to have the passengers get on it.
Okay, I know what you're going to ask me. Will you pay more to ride on the next-gen Acela? And the short answer is not necessarily. Your ticket may say you're on a next-gen Acela. However, it's going to be based on dynamic pricing. In other words, demand. How much in demand is that train on this particular hour that you want to travel? Could be more 1 hour and less on the other hour. But they're going to have 40% more passenger capacity, which means more seats on Acela over the next couple of years. Back to you.
Very cool, Tom. Thank you.
Really cool. All right. In India, dozens are dead after torrential rains triggered landslides in the northern part of the country.
NBC's Matt Bodner has that and more world news in 60 seconds. Matt, good morning.
Joe, Savannah, good morning. At least 30 people have been killed by flooding and landslides in northern parts of India as a result of heavy rains. One landslide hit an area near a famous shrine. This is actually the latest disaster caused by heavy rains in the Himalayan region. 60 people were killed and 200 are missing after landslides and flooding in Indian Kashmir last week. Moving along now to Turkey, the nation's transport minister has been hit with a speeding ticket after posting a video last week that showed him speeding down a highway. He even tagged the post, #Turkey accelerates. In the video, he's seen listening to folk songs and clips of speeches made by President Erdogan. His dashboard also showed speeds between 118 and 140 miles per hour. The speed limit is 85. We'll wrap up this hour with Guinness World Records. This institution is celebrating its 70th anniversary. The volume was first published back in 1955, and to mark the occasion, they are challenging people to go for the following unclaimed records. Most whoopee cushions sat on in 1 minute, fastest time to blow a stamp, 30 feet, and most high fives in 30 seconds, among others. I think I could go for the high five one.
How many do you have to do?
I think they're unclaimed, so really, I can do 5 right now and submit it.
Do you have to have? I have so many questions now.
Yeah.
Like, does it have to be multiple people? Can you
True.
just high five the same? Matt, get back to us on this.
Let's do a deep dive. We appreciate it.
Coming up, scaling back.
Yeah, the CDC slashes the number of foodborne illnesses it normally keeps an eye on. Why it has health experts ringing the alarm bells. That's next.
Back now, the closer look at what's making news in the world of politics this morning, starting with a potential security vulnerability for the personal data of millions of Americans.
NBC News Capitol Hill correspondent Melanie Zanona is with us this morning. Hey, Mel, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, guys. We start here in Washington, where we're learning that DOGE may have put Social Security numbers and other sensitive data at risk. According to a new whistleblower complaint, the Department of Government Efficiency put the personal data of millions of Americans on a vulnerable server in June. The chief data officer for the Social Security Administration, who filed the complaint, accused DOGE staffers of violating laws, abusing their authority, and creating a threat to public health and safety. A spokesman for the SSA says the agency takes all whistleblower complaints seriously and maintains that data referred to in the complaint is walled off from the internet and accessible to high-level officials with proper oversight. Next, we head over to the White House, which hosted a marathon cabinet meeting yesterday. President Trump, who considers himself a master messenger, said during the meeting that he wants to rebrand the so-called Big Beautiful Bill. Of course, it was Trump himself who gave the mega bill that nickname and persuaded Republicans to call it that in the first place. But amid the bill's unpopularity in the polls, Trump seems to be recognizing that the name doesn't convey anything about the bill's contents, and therefore it's harder to sell to the public. Trump highlighted some of the provisions that he thinks are most popular, like no tax on tips and overtime. And now some Republicans are trying to rebrand the bill as the Working Family Tax Cuts Law. And finally, it looks like Trump is trying to end his bad blood with Taylor Swift. After the pop star announced her engagement to NFL player Travis Kelce, Trump struck a more friendly tone when he talked about Swift, whom he has attacked in the past. Asked about the upcoming nuptials, Trump, who frequently weighs in on pop culture issues, said he wishes them a lot of luck and even called Swift a, quote, terrific person. It's a far cry from last fall when Trump said he hates Taylor Swift after her endorsement of Kamala Harris for president. But it's unclear if Taylor is going to be easily shaking that one off. Guys.
Honestly, bravo to the reporter who asked that in that cabinet meeting. Like, I mean, it's just like, wow. All right, Mel, thank you so much. All right, let's shift now from politics to an NBC News Health exclusive. The CDC has quietly scaled back one of the nation's most important food safety surveillance programs. It's called FoodNet. It's been tracking foodborne illnesses for nearly 3 decades.
As of July, it's monitoring just 2 pathogens. That's down from 8. The move is raising alarm from health officials about whether we'll be able to catch future outbreaks as quickly.
NBC News health reporter Aria Bendix joins us for more on this. Aria, good morning. Thanks for being here. So first, just tell us a little bit more about FoodNet and the way that it's kept us safe and healthy.
So FoodNet is a partnership with the federal government and 10 state health departments. It's existed, as you mentioned, for nearly 3 decades. It essentially is tracking foodborne illnesses actively. It's an active monitoring program and one of our best tools for tracking these illnesses because it's not waiting on health departments to say, hey, we have a case of this pathogen. It's actually going out, conducting surveys, finding out how common these illnesses are, who's getting sick, and under what circumstances.
It's fascinating because I'm from Minnesota and I covered this back there. Minnesota has one of the best local ones in the country, and it's like they're investigators. Like they figure out where people ate and crisscross everything and try and find the sources of these things because that takes so much time. So when you're tracking 2 and not 8, what could be the impact of that? And why do we know are they deciding to track fewer of these pathogens?
So my reporting has indicated the change is due to financial reasons. We know that the CDC budget for food safety has been relatively flat over the last several years, hasn't kept up with the pace of inflation. And of course, there have been federal cuts to state health department budgets. So all of that means that, states might not be able to continue this active surveillance. Some, like New York and Maryland, tell me they might have the resources to do so. We have a statement here from the CDC kind of explaining the cuts a bit. A spokesperson said that although FoodNet will narrow its focus to just those 2 pathogens, Salmonella, S-Tech, that's essentially E. coli, it will maintain its infrastructure and the quality it's come to represent, and narrowing its requirements will allow it to prioritize core activities. So essentially just whittling it down to what's most critical.
So we mentioned just a moment ago that some experts are concerned about this. What are they saying?
Yeah, so the main concern is that we won't notice if some of these foodborne illnesses start rising until there's a major outbreak. And when there is an outbreak, we won't have good metrics to say, is this unusual or is this expected? The other concern is that we will miss some of these cases of foodborne illnesses. And of course, when you miss cases, it's really hard to figure out how to take action to prevent them.
Absolutely. Aria Bendix, thank you so much. All right, coming up, the Fresh Prince facing controversy.
Yeah, next, people on social media are calling out Hollywood star Will Smith for allegedly using artificial intelligence to promote his new tour. What an AI expert has to say about it when we come back. We're back with a story that's shedding light on just how hard it's becoming to distinguish computer-generated content from reality. Actor Will Smith is facing some backlash after fans accused him of using AI in a promotional concert video by generating fake crowds. NBC News correspondent Stephen Romo takes a closer look.
Will Smith posting a promotional video from his concerts after releasing a new album. It doesn't seem too out of the ordinary, but then the internet started noticing something unusual, with comments accusing the artist of using fake AI crowds. And you can see what they're talking about when you look up close, faces in the sea of fans appearing distorted and not quite right. We asked AI expert Hani Farid for a second opinion.
So there's no doubt that there is real footage in the video. There's also no doubt that there is some AI content, but even that has some nuance to it.
The whole thing extra ironic because of the video's title. My favorite part of the tour is seeing you all up close. We reached out to Will Smith's team for a comment but have not heard back, and we have not seen a public response to the controversy. Some commenters confused, as other videos show Smith performing for large audiences. One person saying the fact that he's using AI to fake the crowd when he's actually playing in front of a pretty big crowd already is insane.
We think what happened is they took a still image from a real scene and then animated with AI for a few seconds. And so is it real or is it fake? A little bit of both.
Hey, Will, up top! The harsh backlash coming after a rough few years for the rapper turned superstar actor who stayed out of the spotlight for some time after the infamous Oscars slap in 2022, an incident he apologized for. Last year, he came back to the silver screen with the release of Bad Boys Ride or Die, grossing $400 million globally. Smith tried to ride that momentum with the release of a comeback album in March titled Based on a True Story. But it's not the chart-topping success he was previously known for. Smith is no stranger to the world of AI after a fake meme of him eating spaghetti went viral a few years back. His response, making light of the whole thing, posting a non-AI clip. And as the tech advances, the meme becoming almost a test of how good AI is getting.
If you look at the trend for the last 1, 2, 3 years, the technology keeps getting better, blurring the line from reality and fiction.
But fans not letting these visuals get by them. One user accusing Smith of doing it for the purpose of getting attention, adding, "It seems to be working." Stephen Romo, NBC News.
Now to some financial headlines. Just in time for kickoff, YouTube is giving football fans more flexibility to tune in this season.
CNBC's Silvana Hanau joins us with that and other money news. Hey, Silvana, good morning.
Hey, Savannah. Hey, Joe. Good morning to you. Yes, so YouTube is adding a new way to pay for NFL Sunday Ticket just ahead of the new season. So you can now get the service on a month-to-month basis. New customers will pay $85 a month. For existing subscribers, the fee, that'll depend on whether you're a YouTube TV customer. If you are, then Sunday Ticket will cost $115 a month. And if not, it'll be $145. YouTube got the rights to Sunday Ticket in 2022 for a reported $2.5 billion a year. Meanwhile, Lego reporting record sales in the first half of the year as people splurge on sets based on a mix of homegrown and licensed themes such as Lego City, Technics, and Star Wars. The iconic Danish company says shoppers flock to stores to get their hands on Lego botanical sets, especially around Valentine's and Mother's Day. Lego's investing more than $1.5 billion on a factory and distribution center in Virginia to help offset the impact of U.S. tariffs. And Taylor Swift's engagement to Travis Kelce is spurring a lot of betting action. So prediction sites like Kalshi and Polymarket, these have seen a surge in activity since the couple made their announcement yesterday. Now on Kalshi, you can make wagers on the wedding timeline, while bettors on Polymarket, they're gambling on when they might have a baby. Now they're also growing more convinced Swift will headline the Super Bowl halftime show. About $250,000 change hands on Kalshi for bets on whether Swift and Kelce would get engaged this year, guys.
There you go. Turns out to be true, and I'm dying for those wedding details. Thanks, Silvana.
You got it.
All right, although some parts of the country are still dealing with the summer heat, there's one place where it's already fall. That's Starbucks, where the pumpkin spice latte season is already back. The iconic drink made its return to the coffee giant's menus yesterday. And it's a big moment for the company as it looks to revive sliding sales. NBC News Stay Tuned correspondent Marquise Francis has more.
For many, it's the official start of autumn. The pumpkin spice latte returning to Starbucks.
It's officially PSL season.
And this year, fans feeling the hype.
I'm excited that it's coming back for the fall. I love pumpkin spice.
I love pumpkin spice. I love the cinnamon flavor.
But now, the question is whether a menu hit more than 20 years old can turn things around for the coffee giant. Starbucks is struggling with same-store sales declining. Its profit this latest quarter dropping more than 35% from a year before. The company even bringing in Chipotle's former CEO to revive the brand. Speaking to Hallie Jackson in June.
We're going to give people a great experience so that what they get for what they pay, they feel like they got a great value.
He slashed a third of the menu, but the pumpkin spice latte remains a crown jewel. The return of the drink, nicknamed the PSL and other fall beverages, typically boosts sales for Starbucks. with foot traffic surging 24% on its opening day last year.
So, of course, I had to get one for myself so I could be the judge. And quick note, this is my first one ever. I get it now.
Starbucks launched the PSL in 2003 after a team gathered at the company's Seattle headquarters trying to come up with its first fall drink. The team's leader says the pumpkin spice latte beat out at least 100 other ideas, and they spent months perfecting its iconic recipe. The drink became an instant hit, with everyone from competitors like Dunkin' and Pete's to mom and pop shops rolling out their own versions, and social media taking the phenomenon to new heights in the 2010s.
And pumpkin spice obsessed.
Even beyond coffee, inspiring countless products from candles to Cheerios and making pumpkin spice a $500 million industry in 2015.
This is really important for Starbucks, not only because it drives foot traffic to the stores, which then can lead to other sales, but then lots of folks flock to social media and they post their pumpkin spice latte selfies. And so this is all really important for the brand.
But with all trends, there's a rise and a fall. As newer, buzzier food fads take hold, like Matcha Mania creating shortages, or the Dubai chocolate craze.
My daughter is Gen Z, and she said that while she loves the pumpkin spice flavor, it's a little bit cringe. Will younger consumers keep this trend going? I'm not sure, but this is so popular with millennials, for example. Like, they're going to be carrying the pumpkin spice latte for a long time.
Should be available all year.
It's not, at least not yet, typically on sale until November, giving the company just a few months to milk pumpkin spice season while it's still hot.
Milk it. I love it. Our thanks to Marquise Francis for that report.
All right, let's stay on the theme of fall and get a preview of some of the big fall fashion trends in this new season through the images Gen Z is searching for.
That's right. Those younger adults now make up more than half of users on Pinterest. That's amazing. And according to a new report from the platform this fall, they are all about thrifting, sustainable shopping, and vintage style. In fact, the search vintage fall aesthetic is up over 1,000% on Pinterest.
Pinterest Senior Communications Manager Mike Del Moro is here to break down some of this year's fall trends. So walk us through, what are the biggest trends? Anything surprising you at all?
Well, thank you so much for having me. Good morning. It's great to be here. I just want to take one step back real quick and remind people that Pinterest is a visual discovery platform. So we really have a unique intent insight. So we see what people are going to be buying days, weeks, and months in advance, especially among Gen Z. I think what's most surprising to me is the vintage trend, secondhand. You know, there's some reporting a few years ago about how Gen Z was kind of torn between these fast fashion brands and also wanting to shop more sustainable. And it looks like they're really shifting towards sustainable, secondhand, pre-loved items, both for clothing and for home decor. But I think the most surprising ones, there's a 47,000% increase year over year for preppy outfits for women. So there's this trend for vintage prep attire, and that goes across most demographics. But that was a really interesting and obviously really surprising statistic, a 47,000% year over year jump. But Dream thrift finds are up 550% year over year.
And when it comes to thrifting and secondhand, what do we think is behind that with a younger generation?
Yeah, I think there's a couple of factors. One, the economy, obviously. People are looking for ways to spend more economically, given that the prices of clothes have gone up. But I think also we're seeing just this general shift towards nostalgia, especially among Gen Z. They're looking to the past. They're trying to unplug. They're trying to, like, I think there was some reporting this week that Gen Z is saying that they really kind of, they wish they were bored. They wish they were around in the 90s when they weren't so plugged in all the time. So I think there's a big trend towards that, and I think it's showing up in the data with their searches for vintage and secondhand goods.
So you're seeing this surge in thrifting and secondhand goods. I understand you launched a shopping feature to kind of aid in that. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we launched the Pinterest Thrift Shop, which takes place on our platform. It's right now it's online through September 26th, so people can go and actually shop on platform for thrifted finds. We're working with our teams and also with tastemakers across the industry. One of them, and I think this is the first time we're saying this, but Leah Katab of Love Island will be one of the curators for the thrift shop. So people can go and find secondhand items right on Pinterest and shop on Pinterest.
Wow, very cool. All right, also, I'm hearing vintage inspired, and I've got Taylor Swift's engagement ring on the brain, which kind of has some of that aesthetic to it. But how can like big pop culture moments like that influence what people start searching for?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, our wedding report actually predicted this trend back in April. We released our Pinterest wedding trend report, and vintage wedding rings were up about 1,400%, and also the vintage cut that is probably in Taylor's ring, we don't know for sure all the details of the ring, was up 175%. So we're seeing that play out in pop culture across the board, obviously with Taylor Swift, who's pop culture icon, but also in our fall trend report, Sabrina Carpenter's effect with 60s baby doll aesthetic up significantly year over year.
Big time.
All right.
Wow.
Mike Del Moro, thank you so much. Appreciate it. It's like a crystal ball, right?
I know. And happy fall.
That's going to do it for this hour of Morning News Now.
Stay with us, so the news continues right now.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.